how do you keep your mind elastic? How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it open?
Well, the first thing that I think I pointed out is that I didn't always think like that. Because of the homeless years, poverty years, struggle years, desperate to try to get published, I wanted to be an author. I thought in a very singular, focused, blinders on victim mentality. I didn't see opportunities. I didn't even see other ways that income could come to me. I remember one of the first times I had a coaching session with a guy I had met at a party who offered to give me coaching, and he didn't want to charge anything because he wanted me to really taste it, and he thought that I would make a difference, or he could make a difference in my life. And he was pointing out that money could come to me from a lot of different ways. It was like a big pie, and I was insisting that it only came to me through writing. It could only come here. And it took me forever to open up my brain to realize that it could come from other ways. We would play with ideas like, you can win the lottery. Well, that's what a lot of people think. So that's one way to nudge your mind open a little bit. You can inherit it, which a lot of people think, it's possible. That opens my mind a little bit. But it took a long time for me to start to realize that if I started to think like an entrepreneur will look around and go, wow, if I create this product, I create this service, I open this franchise, whatever it happens to be, you create other ways for money to show up. It doesn't have to come from one way. So that kind of thing opened my brain. Reading the stories and hearing the stories on audios of people like Jay Abraham and some of the marketing legends that are still around, I would listen to them and marvel at it and go, how are you thinking like that? How are you hearing and seeing opportunities that I'm not seeing? And I realized that the more I heard their stories, the stories were opening my mind. The part of my brain was just being opened up more by realizing what was possible. Virtually anything is possible. And that's where I'm coming from mentally. And then, of course, I wrote the book. There's a customer born every moment, the book on P.T. Barnum. And I was fascinated with Barnum. Most people think of him as the circus guy, but he was an entrepreneur, he was a politician, he was a speaker, he was a writer, he was a publicist, jack of all kinds of trades. He saw things that other people weren't seeing. And one of the most memorable is when he met a little boy named Charlie Stratton, and he was told, Charlie is never going to be more than 3 feet tall. And everybody else looked at little Charlie and said, oh, that's so sad. P.T. Barnum looked at him and said, that is a superstar. He renamed him General Tom Thumb. And I marveled at that, thinking, how did Barnum see that fame and fortune? Because General Tom Thumb did become a multi-millionaire back in the 1800s, lived to be 40-some years old, and had a degree of notoriety that most people just never can even imagine. But without Barnum, he would have died unknown, and everybody would have felt sorry for him. So by reading all these stories, hearing all of these stories, it got me to expand my thinking. And instead of looking at something and imagining that everybody else sees it the same way, I look at it and go, I wonder what else it could be. I wonder what else can be done here.